Welcome, my name is Myron. I'm the owner of Tri-City Detail. Coming up, we have a black Chevy Traverse that is going to be getting a two-step paint correction because it's pretty swirled up, followed by getting ceramic coating with Detail Studio Revolution. I'm going to take you guys through the process from the very beginning, from the wash, decontamination, paint prep, to the paint correction, and then final with the ceramic coating. I'm also going to talk about some things that aren't really talked about in the industry about a product, and I think it's going to blow your mind, and let's get going. The very first thing we're going to do is get those wheels and tires cleaned up. On this wheel and tire, we're going to use Detail Studio Magnum diluted down 7:1 in an IK foamer. What's nice about this product is immediately when it hits the wheel and tire, you can start seeing it brown as it's starting to break down the dirt. This can be used on the wheel well, the tire, and the engine too. You can grab your favorite tool for the barrels. We use either a wheel woolly or the barrel blade by Auto Fiber. Now on this wheel and tire, we're using Detail Studio Magnum just out of a sprayer. This is diluted down 3:1. For the tire scrubbing, we're using a medium bristle brush, and then for the outside wheel itself, we're using a soft bristle brush. Now for the next step. Now that the wheels and tires are clean, we need to get those bugs off there. And a quick effective cleaner for that is Detail Studio Bug Buster. It can be diluted 3:1. Pre-rinse the vehicle and spray Bug Buster on all the affected areas where the bugs are, usually their grill, side mirrors, windshield, front fascia. We're gonna let it sit on there for about 45 seconds. Meanwhile, the guys are gonna finish off rinsing off the wheels and tires and pressure washing the wheel wells. Do you do the wheels first when you clean your vehicle, or do you do the wheels last? We prefer doing the wheel and tires first so you don't get all the grime on the paint after cleaning the wheels and tires. We're using the pressure washer to remove the bugs off there. Bug Buster has broken the bugs down, and the pressure washer will remove the remaining amount. And if there's some heavier caked on ones, the rest will come off during the wash process. With the glass and vinyl, you can use a bug sponge if you choose to. Now time to foam this Traverse down. We are using Super Foam by Detail Studio. This has a bubblegum scent. The foam cannon we're using is the MTM PF 22.2. Now with a tall vehicle like this, you can get on a stool and grab a wash mitt and start washing the roof, just as demonstrated here. Or the next thing you can do is grab one of these, a mitt on a stick. That is going to help you reach all the way across without having to use a stool. The nice thing about this is you can change that head out and put a new one on. That will keep you from putting any contaminants from a previous car onto another vehicle. This is a great tool for vehicles that are tall, RVs as well. When washing, you always want to start from the top and move your way down. Now the bottom 3 or 4 inches of vehicles, we use a separate mitt. Now that we have all the bugs off and all that grime off, the next thing we're going to do is follow this up with an Iron Decons. We'll spray this on all the panels of the vehicle and the wheels. We'll let it sit on there for about 3 to 5 minutes. Then we'll go ahead and pressure wash that off. Here's something you might not have known about Iron Decons, and I'm going to explain that now. Last video I brought up that I was going to talk about an iron remover and why ours does not smell. Detail Studio Iron Out. Sniff test. Nothing. Why is that? Well, there's a chemical called ammonium thioglycolate that is an additive put inside an iron remover. You can purchase it in Germany. It gives you that purpling effect, but in exchange it gives you that smell effect. A lot of misconceptions out there. People think that, well, this product turns more purple, so it's a better iron decontaminant. That is completely false. That purpling effect is similar to go to your pool and you dip to see what the pH level is, and that piece changes color. It's the same idea of ammonium thioglycolate in an iron decontaminant. It doesn't actually have any active ingredient effect on the iron removal process. It's more of a visual, and it's for marketing. Detail Studio Iron Out does not have ammonium thioglycolate in it, so it doesn't have that purpling effect. Has different materials in there, but it still moves the iron decontaminants off the surface just without that purpling effect. So if you don't like that rotten egg smell on you when you're detailing the vehicle, then this is a great choice for you to use. It's not going to have that purpling effect, that dramatic, but again, that's all just marketing, where this is meant to do the job and take care of it right. Now that Carson has finished rinsing off the Iron Decon, we are going to start clay barring it. We're using Tri-Shine as the clay lube. Now, there are different grades of clay bar. We're going to use a light cut clay bar because the contaminants are not very heavy on this. The clay lube allows the clay to glide along the surface and remove the contaminants out of the paint. There's misconceptions out there that a clay bar is going to scratch your paint up. It will not. It might lightly mar it, but with a polish, you'll remove that marring. This vehicle is getting a two-step paint correction, so that's going to definitely remove any marring that's on the paint from the clay barring. The purpose of this decontamination process is to remove all the contaminants off the surface so your ceramic coating can have the best possible bond to the paint when you're ready to lay down the coating. Here are the products we've used so far: Super Foam, the wash, Iron Out, Iron Decon, Magnum for the wheels and tires, and Bug Buster for removal of the bugs. Now for drying towels. You want to get as close to a 70-30 blend as possible for using a drying towel. These dreadnoughts are 75-25 and they're 1200 GSM. That's how thick the material is on these. The higher the GSM, the more fiber you have for absorption. Now we can see the overall paint condition, so let's get it into the bay to start correcting the paint. It's important to have proper lighting when you're doing paint correction. We're using a scan grip light to identify where all the swirls are on the finish of this vehicle. The first step in paint correction is going to be the most aggressive. This is going to remove 60% of the defects. A little of this product goes a long way. We're using Detail Studio Impressive Compound along with a Rupus Blue Wool pad. The speed setting on the Rupus LR15 is between 3 to 4 that we're going to be using on this. We're moving about 1.5 to 2 inches per second. You want to work in about a 2 foot by 2 foot area when you're doing the paint correction. We're using a light as we go along to make sure we got those defects removed. About every panel, you want to go ahead and blow out your pad. We use an air tool to blow our pads out so you can get the best correction out of the pad. After the first step, you can see a lot of the swirls are gone, but there is some haziness in there. That is common. For the smaller areas, we're using a Rupus hybrid. Don't forget the roof as well. I know some guys skip the roof. After we've done compounded the whole vehicle, we're going to follow up with our final polish. We're using Sonak's Perfect Finish with a white foam pad from Rupus. Moving at about 2 inches per second on there, and you can see we're getting much better results on there. That haziness is gone, the swirls are gone out of the finish. Before we prep and coat the vehicle, we like to take it outside for one last look and see how it looks in the sun. This is looking beautiful. These results are going to be great. The paint is popping on this, all angles of the sun, and this thing is looking great. Now that we got this all looking good, we're going to take this back into the shop and we're going to start panel prepping it. The wheels facings are getting coated as well, so we're going to start with those. For the panel prepping, we're going to use Detail Studio Glass Prep and Panel White. This will remove any remaining polishers or oils so the ceramic coating can have the best bond to the paint and the wheels. And the ceramic coating selection for this vehicle is Detail Studio Revolution. This is a 2 to 4 year coating. The application is a little bit different than this than a lot of traditional coatings, but it's actually a lot faster as well. We're not going to crosshatch on this. And as it's flashing, you will see bead tracks on the paint. The application removal process is very easy. You're going to put about 10 to 15 drops on your applicator block. Wipe on the panel. Again, cross-hatching is not necessary. In about a minute, minute and a half, depending upon temperature conditions, we're about 75 degrees in our shop with 20% humidity. You'll see the beads tighten. Then the next step is to take a microfiber towel and wipe the panel like butter. You're not removing the product, you're more smearing it onto the surface. Then follow it up with your second microfiber to remove any remaining coating off that panel. Repeat this process on each panel and you'll have the vehicle coated. With 2 guys on this will take about 45 minutes. This can go on the windshield as well, headlights, wheel facings, trim as well. And look at this in the sun, high gloss, looking beautiful. A great reflection, and immediately after this coating's applied, you'll notice how slick the surface is. This is a very thick coating, so it does enhance the gloss of the finish. We're doing the final touch-ups, and this Chevy Traverse is ready to go. If you like the information I provide in this video, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be putting the link to the products in the description down below. Leave in the comments what you would like to see next in a video. I'll see you guys next time.